Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for being on here tonight, and Happy New Year. Gosh, can you believe it's 2019 and we've almost seen the end of week one. So, yeah, all the very best from my family to your family for this year. I believe it's going to be a significant year for many, many people. And so I trust that you
the same for you. This year, I really believe is going to be a life-changing one for many of us, and for your family. So we wish you, from my family to yours, we wish you a healthy, happy, prosperous, safe, abundant, all the good things possible for your family for this year. So thank you so much for joining us on this very first training of 2019. This is an historical moment. I don't think we've ever started our training so early in the year. We've normally only started sort of mid-January. So welcome and thank you so much for being on here. Tonight, I believe, is going to give you a massive kickstart for 2019. We have a beautiful guest join us tonight, Nicole Hughes. For those of you that were on our close of year training, you will remember that she closed the year off for us and she's going to open the year again. And we're going to talk tonight about how you can become extraordinary in 2019. Now, I know those are big words, but trust me, I'm going to share my story with you. I'm going to tell you the key things that made me successful. And I believe that's going to help you, together with, of course, what Nicole is going to share with us. So if you are a brand new distributor and you haven't met me, my name is Charlotte Venter. I live on the Sunshine Coast of Australia, have been with LifeVantage almost 3 years. In fact, it was 3 years ago that I went to go look for the right company to work with. And so we started April 2016, and the rest is history. I'm going to share a little bit later on with you what we've seen happen in the past 3 years. I'm an Elite Pro 8 rank, which means that's 200,000 US a month in volume. We actually are now sitting on 300,000 US team. Well done. You guys are rocking it. I'll tell you as well that in December, the company volume for the country went down. However, Team Activate, we still increased. So give yourself a pat on the back because you deserve it. We had a brilliant, brilliant December. Thank you to each one of you for your contribution, no matter how big or small. So I'm based on the Sunshine Coast. Many of our distributors are here. It's sort of, I think, one of the biggest areas for us as a company. Adelaide, Canberra, even Sydney, Perth is getting there. Perth is the second biggest now. But those other cities, we desperately need people there. We don't really have many. So start thinking about who do you know. If you're a new distributor on here, massive big welcome. You have joined the best team. And of course, I'm going to be biased, but I want to say to you that we eat and sleep and dream and lie awake thinking about you, thinking about what can we do to get you success? What can we do to make life easier for you and for your family so that we truly help you achieve your goals? So welcome to our team. Team Activate, of course, is our team name. We've had a slight little bit of a branding update and freshen up, so you're going to see lots of new things between our Facebook groups and our websites, which we love doing at the start of the year. It just gives it a nice fresh feel. So our aim here is to help you reach your goals. That's what we want to do. And please never ever feel like you're alone. If your sponsor, for whatever reason, decides to stop building the business and you still want to continue, please do reach out to us. We will be very happy to work with you and guide you. So very exciting. If you haven't seen this, most of you wouldn't have. We have just launched a few days ago our brand new Facebook group called Activate My Pet. Isn't it cute? I love it. So go and have a look. Go to Facebook. Go search for Activate My Pet. If you can't find it, send one of us a message. We'll send you the link and get yourself in there. Go and apply to be a member. We will approve you. And go have a look at what's in there. Friends, I've spent some time over December researching just what Pro Tandem does for animals. Not Pet Tandem, Pro Tandem. And when I started seeing the results, the testimonials, I thought, we have to help our furry friends. So we have to develop this Facebook group. This is going to be a method for you to bring in a lot more customers throughout 2019 who potentially may look at this, look at the results their pets are getting, and say, hey, you know what? I actually want to build this business. So please use this group and please participate. If you have had a testimony with your animal, please would you share it with us and put it in there. And if you find something, this is all about horses, cats, dogs. I think, what is that little animal that my daughter's got on there? Isn't she good? She's done all this artwork. My daughter, Robin, if you don't know her, she's amazing. So use this group. Now, my challenge to you right now, so early in the year, is in the next week, add 50 people to this group. Who do you know that has a dog, a cat, or a horse? Who do they know that has a dog, a cat, or a horse? If we each go and add 50 people, we will very quickly have thousands of people in this group, which is what we need for good energy and good traction. So thank you for your support here. Now, our team support systems, for those of you who are new, let me clarify. For distributors, we have a Facebook group called Team Activate Distributors. This is where we put in only our distributors who have enrolled. This is where we communicate with you, we welcome you, we congratulate you when you rank advanced. You can ask questions in there. We share some tips. Whatever we need to share, we do that in there. Then we have a team training website. Now, this website is under severe construction at the moment. So in the next week or so, you're going to see it updated, fresh, and it's going to have all the information you need on there. There is already a lot of stuff on there. So if you're not familiar with it, go to www.teamactivate.net, apply to become a member, and start looking at all the information in there. Now, those two, friends, are for distributors only. Then we have groups for our customers, our prospects, so people who have not joined us yet, and of course for yourself and for me as a distributor. The first one is Activate My Life. This is where we talk about human results, right? What are we seeing? What's happening? We share new products, we share whatever we want to about NRF2 activation or mitochondria health or tru-science, the beautiful skincare we have. So Activate My Life is where you put all your customers in there, but also potential customers. So people who may have said, yeah, maybe not now, or yeah, I'll look at it later, or yeah, let me have a think. You put them in there, ask for their permission always. Say to them, you have a great secret group. Say secret because people want to know that they sort of, allowed in there without other people knowing. And tell them that they will learn amazing things about health. They will see other people's testimonials. It'll be a great learning curve for them. So Activate My Life. And now, of course, we have Activate My Pet. And the third thing that we use for our customers, our distributors, as well as our prospects, of course, is the tool that we send whenever anybody says, what is Pro Tandem? What is tru-science? What does this business do? You send them www.activatemylife.net. If you're not familiar with the website, go check it out. This is a very important part of what you need to know. So it takes away the guessing, it takes away the confusion. All you do is send one link. Now, please do go and research and have a look at that site. You'll see some wonderful additions to that site. It's just gone live 5 minutes ago. There's still a few tweaks we're making, but you can use it. You'll see we've added an athlete page in there. We've added an animal page that's linked to our Facebook group. So it actually says on there, click here if you would like to join our animal Facebook group. And that takes them to Activate My Pet. Then we've got an NRF2 information page on there. an NRF1 information page, and a tru-science information page. Of course, there's the patterns are in there, the scientific studies, everything a person needs to make the decision whether they're going to use the product or not is on that website. So friends, all you do is you say to the person you're talking to, check out this website. On the front page, you'll see there's 3 steps. Step number 1, watch the video. Step number 2, check around the website if you want more information. And step number 3, come back to me. And so very, very simple system. So from here, what's coming up? So we've got the Tara Wilson tour kicking off next Monday. This is our New Year kickoff for across Australia. The dates are on there. It's Sunday. Monday we start in Sydney. Tuesday we'll be in Melbourne. Wednesday Adelaide. Thursday Perth. And then Saturday the 19th we're in Brisbane. Who do you know in those different areas? You don't have to be there yourself. You can invite them. Send a message to us and say, please look after my guest. G will be on all the different venues. I myself will be at the Brisbane one this time. So please make sure you invite. And most importantly, please go register. Now, where do you register? Friends, we keep things so simple. Everything is on LifeVantage Australia events Facebook page, right? So go find that page, like it, keep it as a favorite on your Facebook information. And always, if there's any event that you've got to register for, go there. You click on the event. So let's say you want to register for Brisbane, click on the Brisbane event. You'll see there's a ticket link there. And please register yourself and your guests. Now, for distributors, it's a mere $20. And for guests, it's free and it's unlimited. You can book 20 guests in if that's your wishes. So please go tonight still if you can. Go register and, of course, invite like crazy in the next few days. What I can tell you about Tara Wilson is she's an Elite Pro 9. This amazing woman, within 6 months, retired herself from her job. Within 18 months, retired her husband. She now earns on average $60,000 to $70,000 a month. Not a year, a month. And she has a little power pack, and she's going to come and share with you the key things that made her successful. What is it that she had to do to get to success? So I highly recommend this event. For those of you that are sitting there thinking, well, what is my next step? What is the plan for LifeVantage? Is there a roadmap? Let me share this with you. LifeVantage has a very, very clear roadmap for you. When you come in as a distributor, your first goal is to hit Pro 2 in 30 days. Pro 2 is 2,500 points. And when you do that within the 30 days, you earn $250 bonus. Isn't that cool? The second goal we give you is Pro 3 in 90 days. So, friend, you've got 3 months to hit 5,000 in volume, and then you'll get another $625 bonus. So very much worth it. The next goal is Pro 5. So find out, where are you sitting in this? Are you a new distributor who needs to get a Pro 2? Or are you there already and you want to get a Pro 3? Or are you sort of sitting between 3 and 4 and now you want to get to 5? Well, let me tell you about Pro 5. We have a permanent incentive for Pro 5 that if you rank to Pro 5 and you maintain it 1 more month, you get taken all the way to Salt Lake City in Utah for 5 days of the most incredible event I can tell you I have ever been to. So a great goal. And now LifeVantage has launched a permanent elite retreat. So the minute you make Pro 7, if you maintain 2 months, they again take you back to the States. We're actually going in December to Arizona. So great incentives all the way down the line. Please base your goals along the incentives, because that will encourage you, help your team to do the same. It's always nice to earn those extra few dollars. So team training will resume as normal from next week. We will have our normal Monday training. Look out for the schedule. It's going to be put up sometime this week. We are again on Tuesday nights going to have live DMO. So come on for an hour and we're going to teach you hands-on how to build your business. We're going to teach you something on social media and you're going to actually go and do it while we all sit on there. So it's a great environment. You can ask questions and you learn hands-on how to build your business. Don't miss that. That's Tuesday nights. Wednesday nights, we will have interviews or opportunity meetings where you can invite guests to. Thursday nights, we have training for brand new distributors. So it's the basics of our business. And then Saturdays for the month of February, we are going to have interviews and opportunity meetings on a Saturday morning. So you will be given schedules for that. So friends, I want to share this with you. I've been spending a lot of time over the December, Christmas and New Year break thinking, what is it that has made me successful? When I think back to that first year, for those of you who don't know my story, well, in December 2015, my husband and myself were in a really, really bad place. We had worked very hard for another year. We got to the end of the year, we felt drained, we felt exhausted, and financially we were worse off than what we had been the year before. And a lot of stuff happened in that year that really made us almost want to give up. But you know what? We were determined to find something. And I always knew that, not always, but in the last 4 or 5 years, I've known that network marketing is going to be the only business model that's going to give us the lifestyle and the income that we want. And of course, the pleasure in helping thousands of people. So the reward, the legacy. And so I set out January 2016, I made a list of what I was looking for in a company, in products, in the compensation plan, in the timing, and I went hunting. I printed out the top 100 companies with the DSA and started looking. And within about 2 weeks, a friend suggested to me to look at ProTandem, which I did, and I fell in love with the product because of a couple of unique reasons. Number one, it is unique. You cannot drive down to the chemist or Coles or anywhere and go buy another one. There just aren't any others. And that's what I was looking for. But my most important question was, what is the retention on your product? Because I knew that if I found a consumable product that had high retention, that must mean people are staying on it, they're loving it, they can afford it, it's changing their health, which means ultimately I'm helping a lot of people, so I'm building a legacy, and ultimately I'm building a massive income for my family. So I went to corporate, I went to the company, nobody found me. Let me make that clear. Nobody pitched LifeVantage or the product to me. I found it. Went to the company, asked for the confirmation of what is the retention, and Darren Jensen told me 83% on ProTandem. And so for me, that was a key moment in my life. And I decided, together with a couple of other ladies in our team, to give it a go. So on the 4th of April 2016, we started with LifeVantage in Australia. There were a couple of other distributors that had been working with LifeVantage, but nobody had really seen great success up to then. Let me tell you that my first few introductions to the company was I went to go and host an event in Sydney. I used to go all over the country, whether there was one person attending or 10 or 100. I would just go, drag my suitcase from town to town to town and have events. And at this specific event, a guy came up to me who had been the highest rank in the country. And he said to me, you know what, Charlotte, don't waste your time with this company. And I was like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Like, why? What is it? And so this guy told me all this stuff. And I remember standing there thinking, I need this to work. I need this to work. All the odds were against it, guys. All the odds were against it. There were people here that had been working with a company for 5 years or 4 years that had not even seen any rank beyond Pro 5. There were people like this guy in Sydney that said to me, don't waste your time with this company. There was no support. There was no corporate. There was no Pamela Ferry. We had no general manager. I was dealing constantly with the office in Utah. In fact, in our team, I was the only person for almost that full first year that worked this business full time. So I've been thinking a lot about what kept me going, because I get so emotional when I see distributors come on here with big goals and big dreams, and they really, really, really want to change things, but they don't do it. They stop. And I've been thinking, why? What is it? When I look at that first year, man, the odds were stacked against me and our team. We were dealing with people in the States, where our team, all of our team support systems, we had none of Team Activate. Every support system we worked with was based in the United States, different products, different time zones, different language. Everything was actually very difficult. However, what made me keep going? And I can tell you that it was one thing. It was the desire to truly, truly, not just say it, but to truly change my family's future. It was the desire to make my life count. I was determined that I would not end up in my grave without pursuing what I believe I was put on this earth for. And that is not for mediocrity, that is not for purely surviving, that is for thriving and having a life of abundance and impact and legacy. So I want to ask you today, why are you with us? What do you want? Now, for some people, you want that extra $500 a month because that could truly change your life. Congratulations and welcome. We will help you do that. For others of you, you may be like me. You may want that legacy so that when you're gone, for generations to come, your family is still remembering you. They're still remembering the legacy you left because every month they get a check. Or they bump into people that you've helped. Or they see a photo of somebody who's had a child and they remember, oh, mum helped that person's mum, or dad helped that person's dad, right? So what is it that you are here for? I can tell you that my desire to truly, truly, truly get my husband out of his job has come true. There were many days when I wanted to give up, but I had a photo of him stuck on my computer screen. And many days I wanted to punch that photo, thinking that I am sweating, I am crying, I am hating what I'm doing for the moment. But I was absolutely adamant that I needed to keep going so that our family could have a different future. Friends, we are not all about diamonds and yachts and big fancy Lamborghinis. That's not who we are. We are, as a family, we're about legacy. I want to be able to walk into Flight Center and book 6 cruises around the world if that's what I want to do. I want to take my family on a holiday if that's what I want to do. I don't want to have to budget and plan and save up for 5 years, right? What do you want? What are you looking for? This picture here shows you that just 29 months, that's 2 years and 5 months of me committing and working day in and day out. My husband retired. He is at home with me. He is now, today he painted his office. He's got his office all set up, and slowly we will, move into him helping me do a lot of admin stuff and whatever he's going to do. But isn't that amazing? My husband, who 18 months ago said to me, honey, I've stopped dreaming. I'm just surviving. Don't even talk to me about what is it that I see for my life, because right now I see nothing. That same man today, because of the vision that I had, the persistence that I had, that same man today is now retired and at home with us. He's a different person. And your family deserves the same. With all respect to men, I want to share this about women. There are 3 main reasons why women do this business. This is not my stuff. This is what's come from the DSA when they've done research. Number one, women want more for their families. Put a 1 in the chat if that's you, because that was damn well me. I was not going to be one of those women that had to go and get food stamps. And I'm not talking down to people who've got to do that, but I was determined that my family was going to have more and be more, right? I was determined that I would pursue that. And today, our family has changed forever. So number one, it was my persistence on not giving up on my dreams. Number two, it was my work ethic. Guys, you can come up with excuses every single day. So can I. Let me tell you, I woke up at 2 o'clock this morning with a 39.5 degree temperature, right? I was aching, I was paining, I was sweating, and I was shivering. I got up this morning thinking I'm going to die. I am still sitting here. I'm sweating. I've got a whole heap of tablets on my desk here. I can show you. I have got pain in my body, but I will not let those things stop me, because I know that if I do, tomorrow there's going to be something else, and the next day there's going to be something else. So you learn to fight. You've got to have a good work ethic. And this business, you've got to remove your emotions. Stop caring about what people are going to say about you, what they're going to think about you. Remove your emotions and focus on good work ethic. Just do what needs to be done to build a business. Stop thinking about it. Stop feeling like you've got to know everything, because you never will. I still don't. I've got books and books and books of stuff where I still want to do courses and learn in that. And I get frustrated sometimes because I don't get the time to do it. But I'm okay with that, because it's one step forward at a time. Are you better off today than what you were a year ago? If you're not, what did you do during this past year? Because if you don't change it, nothing is going to change in your life. So number one, desire. Number two, work ethic, and remove your emotions. Stop thinking about it. Just have discipline and do what you need to do. I'm going to hand here over to Nicole. Nicole is now going to come in and share with you how to create those new habits, right? How to go through this new year as a different person, so that we get to the end of the year and you see, oh my gosh, things seriously have changed. So if you don't know Nicole Hughes, this is the most beautiful woman you will ever meet, inside and out. She's a business and life strategist. She's a co-founder and director of Mastery Global, but also she's an all-round awesome woman. Isn't that cool? So Nicole, thank you so much for being on here. We so value and appreciate your time. I'm going to hand straight over to you.
Thank you so much, Charlotte. What a warm welcome. And hello, everybody. For those of you who I didn't meet the last time, hello again. And I'm back in the sunny coast, Gold Coast. The last time I was on the call, I was sleeping on a mattress on the floor of a friend's house in Sydney as I was making the move over to the Gold Coast. I've just moved up to the Gold Coast 6 weeks ago. I've been working really hard on my tan. It looks like I'm actually naked. I better turn this down. Oh, hello, surprise. I actually have clothes on. But I've been working really hard at my tan. And I've been having some amazing conversations with Charlotte as well in preparation for today. So thank you so much and welcome, everybody. So today I'm going to quickly share my screen, and I've prepared something special for you. So let me just, Charlotte, if you can tell me once you can see that. Can everyone see my screen?
Sorry, I was just trying to find my unmute button.
It's all right. Can you see my screen?
Yes, it's perfect. Thanks, Dar.
Fantastic. All right. So today, when Charlotte said to me, can you please talk to us about habits? I was super excited because, of course, you know, what time of year is it, everyone? It's the time of year where we all start doing what? Right? We all start thinking about 2019 and plans and goals, and I want something more for my life, right? How many of you put a yes, that's me, or that's me in the chat box? Who wants something more for themselves this year? Who is sick and tired of just mediocrity, as Charlotte says, And who wants more? Well, if that is you, and I can see it blinging up on the side, you're blowing up, then this next 30 minutes, I'm hoping you're going to hang on to for dear life, and you're going to do whatever it takes to make this year your best year yet. So when she spoke about habits, I thought, habits is an interesting thing, because habits is actually the end result or the end product of what I really want to talk to you about today. And what I really want to talk to you about today is first things first. So before you get to the habits part, I want to really talk to you about what's going on behind the scenes. Pull back the curtain and see what's going on. Lift up the petticoat and see what's going on underneath there. It might be a little bit ugly, but we got to deal with first things first so that we can get to the habit of doing and having an extraordinary life and a business. So as I said to you, this is the new year, and how many of you have already set New Year's resolutions? How many of you have already, and I know that, Charlotte, I saw some beautiful posts in your Facebook page. Yes, you've already set New Year's resolutions. How many of you have kept to those New Year's resolutions? I mean, it's 2 weeks into the year. How many of you have kept it, or how many of you thinking, maybe I'll just wait until, the end of the festive season? And normally by February, a lot of people have slipped back into their old habits. And so my husband and I were laughing today. We actually thought, well, the one New Year's resolution we can absolutely make is stop making New Year's resolutions. Don't wait for the 1st of January to create an extraordinary life for yourselves, people. Start today. Start wherever you are. Start wherever you are. And so let's take a deep dive. For those of you who were on the previous call with us, we spoke about your new results, right? You all got into this business for a new result. And I love what you said, Charlotte, about creating legacy. What a massive why. What a massive and big why for you, for your family. And that desire just comes oozing out of you. And so when you're wanting a new result, we spoke about what are the new actions that are going to be required of you to get to this new result. Because if you're wanting something different in your life, you're going to have to do something different. Because if you keep on doing the same things that you've always done, then you're always going to get the same things that you've always gotten. So you've got to look at the actions to get this new result. But from that new state of action, you've got to come from a state of being. What state of being do you live by? Is there a desire in you? Is there a hunger in you? And again, I made note, Charlotte, when you were talking about, that persistence and that work ethic, it's about shifting your state of being, because you cannot think greater than how you feel. If you're feeling unresourceful, if you're feeling like you don't have the time, if you're feeling like you don't have the resources, I don't have the support, I don't have the money, then your actions are going to come from that place of unresourcefulness. And think about the strategies that you're then going to deploy based on those, that state of being, right? So you've got to change your state of being. So when we talk about this new result, the key part here is there's going to be 5 reasons that I want to talk to you about in this very quick time that I have with you. But there are 5 reasons that stop people from reaching their goals. And I quickly want to share them with you. So in our coaching practice, the number one reason why people don't achieve what they want to achieve is because they don't choose extraordinary. They do not choose extraordinary for themselves. They do not choose that legacy that Charlotte talks about for their family. Whatever it is for you, they lack a big enough why. And I'm sure that you can all agree with me here, where you really truly felt the emotion behind what Charlotte was talking about when she said the 3 things that helped her get to a point where she can now provide for her family, and Andre, her husband, can retire. That, you've probably heard this before, what people can do is amazing, but what they will do is often disappointing. And, whenever I ask the question, what are the reasons why you aren't where you want to be? A lot of people will say to me, oh, well, it's because I don't have enough time, or I don't have the money, or I don't have the knowledge or the skill or the support. But it's never really about the resources. It's about the resourcefulness, that emotional drive, that leverage that you can hook into every single time you've got to make a cold call, or somebody says, what? You're selling life. You're in LifeVantage. You're selling what? You want me to buy that? Who do you think you are? Every time somebody says a no, you've got to hook into that emotion. You've got to hook into that big why to move you forward. And also the one reason why people don't choose extraordinary is because they focus on their environment. They focus on all the things that could go wrong. They focus on all the naysayers. They look outside of themselves for a reason why they aren't where they want to be. And all those things lead to being in an unresourceful state. As I said to you, think about it. When you're having a great day and you listen to your music and you're pumping your songs up, how awesome does your day end up being? How many opportunities seem to miraculously come into your space because you're in a much more elevated and resourceful state? So this little picture that you can see here is based on the Ikigai, which talks about, and it's from, they call it the blue zones, where people have, they've done a lot of research where people have lived past the age of 100 years old. And it's because they have found their Ikigai, which is their purpose. And if you look at all those circles and how they intermingle, start thinking about this. What is it that you love? Take a photo of this picture. Maybe check out the Ikigai book. There's a TED Talk as well that you can look up on, I think it's called How to Live 100 Plus. And it's a beautiful TED Talk, and it talks about the 9 factors that can help you in living a longer life. And it talks about doing what you love, how to get paid for it, your passion, mission, all these wonderful things. But I'd highly recommend that you do that. But it all comes down to having a very clear why. So let me ask you, what does an extraordinary life or business look like for you? Have you thought about it? And another question I want to ask you, is this it? Because if it's not, something needs to change. So let's move on to the second reason why people don't reach their goals. They set weak goals. And often again, what I find in our business, people will come to us and say, I want to make $1 million, or I want, get this promotion, or I want to head up this business. And they focus all in one area. And as you see, just like the Ikigai model, all 3 of these circles, the professional, spiritual, and personal spheres of our lives, need to be in harmony. They need to be in balance. Because as you can imagine, we've been called in to help people where they've put all their eggs in one basket, just to tell you the truth, and they've put everything into this professional sphere, and they have broken relationship, divorces, they've lost contact with their family, their children, their relationship with their children is in disarray. They feel disconnected. They don't feel like they have meaning in their lives. And so everything is pulled into one circle. So when you're looking at setting your goals, start off with, what are you fighting for? What are you fighting for? And what is the emotion that's going to drive you to achieve that thing that you're fighting for? What is your extraordinary? The second thing is set goals that are aligned to that thing. Because otherwise, you're just going to get caught up being busy for busy's sake. And people love doing that. We love getting busy. Let me watch Netflix today because there's something great on. Bird Box? Any of you seen this new Netflix drama, Bird Box? Man, that'll keep you in a black hole forever. Literally, if you watch with blindfolds on. But it will keep you in a black hole because you're not clear on what you're fighting for. And so your goals are then not aligned to achieving that thing that you want to achieve. So be very clear to have a balanced life in all 3 of these areas. The third reason why people don't achieve their goals is there are too many roadblocks. And what I mean by this is sometimes people, as I said to you earlier, they look outside of themselves. They look outside of themselves to the environment. Again, the resources, right? I don't have the money. I don't have the time. I don't have the network. I don't have the tribe. I don't have the support. But very few people realize that 80% of your roadblocks belong up here in your mind, in your mindset. And, I wrote down a very quick quote that I wanted to share with you that says, look at any place that you've got a limitation in your life. If you can very quickly think of any place in your life where you have some sort of roadblock or limitation, and I want you to ask yourself, when did you decide to accept that limitation? When was it? Was it 10 years ago? Was it 20 years ago? Was it 30 years ago? And for some of us, we're probably just going to say, what is this mad woman talking about? It's just who I am. No, think about the elephant in the circus who gets a rope tied or shackled around their ankle, and they put a peg in the ground, and that elephant tries to pull and pull from a young age to get away from these shackles and from this pin. And eventually there comes a point in that elephant's life where it decides that it's going to accept that limitation, and then it no longer tries to pull against the shackles. And now you can literally wrap a piece of string around it and it won't move. So when did you decide to accept those limitations in your life? Because often the roadblocks are in our heads. What are the beliefs that you have that you've accepted for yourself? And, it's about standards. What standards are you accepting? What are you tolerating in your life? Are you tolerating substandard results for your family? I'm sure you're not. But have a look at those standards that you've set for yourself. If you ever look at a successful person, identify what are the standards that they hold themselves to. And then what do they do to make sure that they do what it takes to achieve it? And that's normally where that human emotion comes into play. So what are the roadblocks? And, I love the saying that if you want to know, I've got a quick test for you. If you want to know what is your upper limit in life, do any of you want to know what's your upper limit? Like, what is your glass ceiling? Like, what is your, level of success that you can achieve in your life? How many of you want to know that? Because I can tell you right now. If you do, look around you. The life that you're living at the moment is what you've accepted as your standard. I know that might be a bit like, what is she doing to me? She's scratching the pain. Yes, I'm going to scratch the pain, because in order to do something different, you've got to do something different. You've got to feel that emotion behind it. So please, ladies, I love you to bits and I want you to win. And this is where it all starts. You've got to start here. What is holding you back? And then, of course, the next reason is we try to go it alone. And this is what I love about this group, Charlotte, that you've created. And LifeVantage has such an amazing network of people that are here backing you 100%. But often what we find in our business, when people come to us, they've tried to go it alone. And often we the things that we hear is, I don't need any help. I know exactly what to do. And sometimes ego comes into play. But also sometimes just people think that they can do it no matter what, and they just give it a go. And then what happens is when it comes crashing down around them, they're too scared to put their hand up and say, you know what, I actually need help. And even in big corporations that we work with in the past, the senior leaders are often the people that are too afraid to show vulnerability and say, you know what, guys, I actually don't have the answers. I don't know how to do this. But what we want to encourage you guys today is put your hand up. Reach out to your support group. Reach out to the people in this network and say, guys, I don't know how to do this. Help me. And I want to quickly share with you, there's 4 stages that there's enough research to go around. And I highly recommend a book by Ken Blanchard called Leadership in the 1 Minute Manager. But there are 4 stages that we talk about in our business that people go through that are predictable when starting out on any new goal or task. And think about now as you're setting your own goals for the new year, these 4 stages, we call it the shiftometer, because I'm all about shift. I'm all about the 1 degree shifts, baby. Just 1 degree. 1 degree at a time. And so the first stage is talking shift. Are you talking shift in your business? Are you talking a good game? Are you talking all the right things and saying, yeah, I'm doing the work, but you're not seeing the results? This is normally where people start because they don't know what they don't know. And they think it's going to be easy. And they think, yeah, I got this shit together. I'm going to be big, magnificent. I don't need any help. And then what happens is they start to try and make the calls. They start to try and create the tribe. And then the shit gets real, right? People start saying no, nobody wants to buy products from you. You just don't seem to be moving forward. And what happens is you kick into, holy shitballs, what do I do? And then you go back and you hide in the talking shift space. So those roadblocks, those beliefs that you have about moving forward, and I spoke to you guys about this the last call, is your brain operates in the known and the unknown. And what happens is when you hear talking shift, you're in the unknown. You don't know what you don't know. And so as you start expanding, as you start setting goals for your business, you carry on moving out into the unknown space, and your brain goes, whoa, hold the phone. This is new territory for us. We don't know what to do. Come over here, right? Let's go back to the filing cabinet and find all the reasons why you shouldn't do this, because this is what you know about yourself. So what happens is you get stuck here, and this is where you need coaching and mentoring and support. You need to help people. You need somebody to help you talk through the shift, to then move you and break on through to the other side, I like to call it. There's an invisible line between this shit just got real to making the shift happen. This is where you start to move from Pro 3 to Pro 4 to Pro 5, and you're kind of, making your way through, but you're still kind of unsure of how to just scale it to the next level. And then, of course, the last stage is I got my shift together. I'm Pro 7, Pro 8, Pro 9, and I'm building a legacy for my business. So when you're thinking about your goals and the roadblocks that are going to come your way, think of this. Are you talking shift? Are you new? Do you not know what you don't know? Take the direction. Attend the training, because that's what needs to be done to move you to the next level of engagement, which is when the shit gets real and the things start happening for you. So keep this in mind when it comes to the roadblocks. I'm hoping that that helps you. And very quickly, the last reason, which is ultimately our habits, which is the very thing Charlotte wanted me to talk to you about, is people make bad choices. And the reason why we make bad choices is because we're not clear of what an extraordinary life and business looks like to begin with. We don't make that clear enough, and we don't make that a big enough why, so that when we are making choices, whether or not to watch Netflix or not, then it's a bad choice, because when you think, oh, well, I don't really know what I want to do in my business. I'm kind of happy just hanging around Pro 3 level. Then the choices that you make for your life are going to be aligned to that, that uncertainty. So people make bad choices. And so I want you to think about success is having a vision. Success is making it compelling enough that it gets you out of bed, and it makes you create those habits and those rituals and those actions, those new actions that you take each and every day. Success is really seeing it and feeling it every single day, even when it's tough, even when it's hard. Success is feeling the sense that I'm here to give, I'm here to serve. Success is also about caring for other people, and success is saying, I'm sorry, or I need help. All right, every day, demand more from yourself. You're not competing against anyone else, people, but you're competing with what you're capable of. So what are you capable of? Make better choices. Align all your actions, your rituals, your habits to that extraordinary life. That is your target, because that will determine your actions. That will determine your habits. That will determine how you step up each day and show up to your customers. Just like Charlotte. She has shown up today, sick as a dog, with all the drugs on her table. She could probably start a, mini pharmacist there, I'm sure. But she has shown up because she has set a standard for herself, and her daily actions and habits are aligned to what her extraordinary is, which is creating a legacy for her family. So please, people, think about that. And as I end off this very quick, I want you to think about, who are you becoming in 2019 as you think about your business, as you think about your extraordinary life. Make better choices. Who are you becoming every moment, not just over the course of 2019, but in this very moment, as you lean in and listen to this training. Who do you choose to become? Do you choose to become someone that is open to take direction? Are you choosing to become someone that gives and serves beyond themselves? Are you choosing to become someone that leaves a legacy for their family? Who do you choose to become? So choose to live an extraordinary life, people. Choose what you need to focus on, because remember, where focus goes, energy flows. Right? And what you focus on expands. So if you focus on what you don't have, guess what? You're going to have more of what you don't have. And choose what you will do next. I love the saying by Wayne Dyer where he says, people don't get what they want. People get who they are. So who are you becoming in 2019 to make your life extraordinary, to make your business extraordinary, and to leave a legacy for your family? And so I'm going to leave you with this beautiful quote that I just love to bits. And it's by Johann Wolfgang von Goethe. And he says, whatever you can do or dream, you can do, begin it. Because boldness has genius. It has power and magic in it. Begin it now. Because if not you, then who? So I just want to say thank you so much, everyone, for leaning into this session. I'd love to hear your comments. If you have any questions, I don't know, Charlotte, if I've run over time, I'm sorry, but this is my favorite topic to talk about. And as I said, in our coaching business, we've actually just launched a goal-setting program where we share all our tips and tricks and tools, and you actually have a personal coaching session one-on-one with us where we literally break down those roadblocks that could possibly be holding you back. Because often what we find, it's never what presents itself to us that we think is our roadblocks. It's often the things behind the curtain that are really the things that could stop us from moving forward. So if you are interested, Charlotte, I'd love, maybe to chat about how we can help this beautiful community of wonderful human beings to set some real sustainable goals, because that's the key. It's the sustainability, it's the stickiness, it's the things that you can hold on to and keep you motivated to make shift happen. So thank you, Charlotte. And yeah, if anyone's got any questions, I'm happy to answer during the call or even afterwards.
Oh my gosh, I could listen to you for seriously 24 hours non-stop.
I'm trying to keep it as short as possible. When Charlotte said to me, okay, you've only got 20 minutes, I was like, damn.
Well, I think that just means we're going to have you back again, Nicole, if you have us.
Oh, absolutely. This is my favorite thing to do, to see people rise. My hashtag for we've got a group of people that we call shift seekers, people that are seeking shift in their lives, and shift, not shit. Because there is too much shit in our lives. We need more shift seekers.
It's so true. It's so true. So look, I would love, team, if you want to be a part of Nicole's community, they have a beautiful, inspirational community that you can be a part of. Maybe send her a message, Nicole, and you'll find her on Facebook. You know how gorgeous she is, what she looks like. If you can't find Nicole, let me know, but definitely join her community. It's really inspirational and uplifting. And yes, Nicole, we're going to have you back many, many, many times this year. Like, I could just have you every Monday.
Oh, hang on, Charlotte. Can I leave them with 4 questions just to take away? Is that okay? As you think about your goals, I'm hoping that will help you. So number 1, I want you to write down what your life is like think about an area that is less than resourceful at the moment. Think of an area that you really desire change for, that you really want to lift the game on. Think about that particular area, whether it's personal, professional, spiritual. I want you to write down what your life is like in that area right now. So where are you in that area right now? Be specific and be truthful. Write down the truth of where you are. The second question is, oh, bless you. The second question I want you, bless you again. The second question I want you to ask yourself is, what are the rituals or habits that have put you there? So think about this area in your life that is less than resourceful, that is not an area that you want to be or that you want it to be improved, and think about what habits have put you there, because that will shine a light on the things that you truly do need to change. So be honest, be raw and honest with yourself. The third question, because whatever results you're getting, good or bad, there are some habits that are keeping you in that place. They're keeping you safe. They're keeping you in your comfort zone. All right. So, and it could be a bunch of little things. The third question is, what do you want? What is your extraordinary, which I've asked you in the beginning? What is your vision? Get clear, get specific. What is it that you want in your extraordinary life? And the fourth question is, what are the habits that are going to get you there? What do you need to do differently each day? And who do you need to become to experience that extraordinary? Because this version of yourself is not going to get you there. Because if it was, then you'd already be living extraordinary. And I'm sure you'd agree with that.
Awesome. That's fantastic. I've definitely got a few areas in my life that I'm asking myself those questions about. So thank you so much. I would love for you to give us a training on how to change.
Yes.
How to change, because everybody says you got to change.
Change is hard.
How do you change? Like, what do you do? What are the steps? And then, how do you turn that into creating this habit? So maybe we'll have you next. We'll have you back. You and I can have a chat. But Nicole,
Yes.
thank you so much. So appreciate you.
You're so
a
welcome.
beautiful soul, and I know you're so giving. And you come on here, share all your time with us for nothing. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Team, thank you so much for being on here. We love and adore each one of you. And when I say that we lie awake at night thinking about how can we help you achieve your goals, I mean it from the bottom of my heart. We want to see you kick butt. I didn't want to swear. Kick butt in 2019, okay? Let's do this. So, mwah, from me to all of you, lots of love. Thanks so much again, Nicole.
You're so welcome. Bye.
Yeah.